Just a quick disclaimer before I start the video. All information in this video is taken from the book Quarrying Industry in Wales, A History, illustrated by Ian A. Thomas and courtesy of the National Stone Centre. Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are here at the Penmaenmawr and Llanfairfechan Quarry. Opened in 1830 by a chap called Philip Whiteway, who took a lease from the Buckley estate, granting both beach and quarry rights. Quarrying, in earnest, began that year and included investment in self-acting or counterbalancing inclines, railways and a jetty at Penmaenmawr Quarry. Another jetty was added at Llanfairfechan in around 1833, mainly fed by the Scree Stone west of the headland. The building of the mainline railway in 1845 forced the consolidation of two operations with processing at Penmaenmawr. Growing waste tips pushed activities further up the mountain. Demand for sets led to the opening of a separate enterprise by Thomas Brassey and John Tompkinson under lease from George Thomas Smith of Pendyffryn, or Penmaenmawr, and the Bryn estate in 1834. This would be the Graig Lwyd Quarry, rising 1,010 feet or 340 metres above sea level. With the growing demand for coated stone, quarrying at the old quarry ceased in the late 1930s. As unlike the coarser Penmaenmawr stone, the finer grain did not readily allow tar to adhere so well to the stone. Warning of a blast was given by loud shouts, and a bugle sounded "all clear." In 1840, the Graig Lwyd management gave up their lease to a partnership of Liverpool merchants Richard Kneeshaw, J.T. Rains and William Lupton. They already operated quarries at Llanddulas. Production in 1858 from the two granite units combined amounted to 134,000 tonnes. In some of the years of the 1860s and 70s, trade dropped sharply, but recovered in the 1880s. Steam locomotives were introduced in the 1870s, gradually replacing horses. Kneeshaw and Lupton were encountering increasing difficulties at Graig Lwyd, and besides, had taken on Penmaenmawr Quarry on Llanfairfechan, so activity at the former stopped in the mid-1870s. In January 1878, the Derbyshire family, by then the owners of Penmaenmawr estate, appointed 34-year-old C.H. Derbyshire, a civil engineer with quarrying experience, as manager. New inclines and set makers' sheds were erected, despite impediments left by the previous tenants. Young Derbyshire explored the possibilities of mechanised crushing by visiting other important sites, running trials and creating the new steam-driven Braich crushing mill, although hand-braking continued for some years. Graig Lwyd and Graig Lwyd were now competing. With the building of more railways in the UK, ballasts were needed. In 1897, electric detonation was introduced. In 1911, the two companies combined and amalgamated with Yr Eiffel Quarry at Trevor-on-Llain, forming Penmaenmawr and Welsh Granite Co. Limited. Output from the Penmaenmawr sites was 517,000 tonnes in 1913, with a workforce of 1,082. Electrification replaced steam power that year, and jetties were extended. The challenging southern face of the Penmaenmawr summit was opened up in 1924. Demand for sets continued to rise, but that for crushed stone was even greater, so hand-shaping practices changed, and a gyratory crusher and cone crushers replaced jaw crushers and rolls respectively in 1929. In the mid-1920s, employment rose to 1,100. County igneous rock output at 1,157,000 tonnes in 1931 was never matched again. The depression and change from sets to aggregates saw workforce plummet to 388 by 1932. The much respected C.H. Derbyshire died in 1929 at the age of 85. H.W. Derbyshire, his successor, went to the USA on a reconnaissance tour in 1930. Specially adapted rubber tyre dumpers began to replace rail systems in 1949. Markets for sets included most of the West Coast cities and London, and later aggregates went to Welsh ports and Merseyside. But, much later, the construction of something new, the A55, not only created demand, but also extended markets. H.W. Derbyshire retired from the board in 1957 and the company was acquired by Kingston Minerals. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.